Hello everybody. Welcome back to Lucid Trading. I am Gara. Today, we're going to go for round 2 here on the Tuesday, which is the first trading day of this current week, a shortened week. We had a long weekend. Of course, many of you already know that. Yeah, it's been interesting. So while I have been gone, some really interesting things have been happening. And I want to discuss that here for a moment. And I trust me, I will not go on a tangent. I won't go on a rant. Right? I won't go on a rant. But yeah, welcome back. Welcome back to Lucid Trading. Let me give a quick shout out to everybody that just joined. Make sure you hit the like button. That'd be very much appreciated. Smash it right now. Let's get to 50 likes. Let me see who's just joined. Let me take a look. We got Michael, MC, Ronaldo, Baba, Dean, Sal, Mina, Atik, Gerardo, Alex. Let's see, Tanisha, Disciple of, Gagalari, William, Peru, Max, Inu, John, Oliver, Jasper. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the live stream. Like I said, hit the like. Let's get to 50 likes right now. I'm a little bit out of breath. I went outside for a moment. Just had a quick walk, and it's fresh weather outside, so that's why I decided to go outside. It's not too cold. It's not too warm. Just the right temperature. All right. So the stocks that we cover, namely some stocks that we talked about today in the morning before the market opened up, and yesterday. We're talking Tesla, Virgin Galactic, Didi, many of the stocks that we covered. We predicted that things would be happening with these stocks, and they happened on the dot. Now, first off, I want to take a look at what's happening here right here for Tesla stock. Before I do that, let me just quickly let everybody know that we're live right now on the Discord. There we go. We're live. Fantastico. That should be solid. Oh, there we go. One moment. All right, fantastic. So what did I want to cover, right? So Tesla. Okay, so remember what I said on Tesla stock, right? Remember what I said. I said that Tesla stock, this is a little glitchy right now. I don't know what's happening here. This is not supposed to be, this is really weird. You see that? That is not supposed to be moving in the way. That is really weird. Am I the only one that sees this? Some bug probably. Let me restart the chart from this one right here. Yeah, it is really messy. I don't know what's happening there. That is interesting. Do you guys see that? That's so strange. I'm just probably confused, right? Could be the long weekend. Huh. Well, it does make sense because I looked at this chart prior to the market opening up, actually. And prior to it opening up, it didn't look like this. So this updated later on. That looks so weird, though. Huh. I don't think it's supposed to be like this, though. This is just really buggy. I have no idea why this is the way it is. Biggest gap ever. Yeah, I have no idea why the chart is so weird right now. It confuses things a little. No, this has nothing to do with the long weekend. This is just a bug. Yeah, I thought I was crazy for a minute. Like, what the hell's happening there? Okay, so we can't really cover this chart then. That makes it difficult. I'm going to try to do my best, the best as I can, okay? So, as we know, Tesla stock briefly went above $700, right? So it briefly went above 700 right here. It then proceeded to consolidate around the 680s, right? So $680, $690 mark. And then as of today, it went down from 680 all the way to the 650s. But we said that this was going to happen yesterday. We said that we said it, last week prior to the weekend. I said there's a high probability that Tesla was going to come down to the mid 600s. And so guess what happened? It went to the mid 600s. Now, it's a very obvious reason. This is no magic. The positive catalyst, which was deliveries, was already priced into the stock. And you can see this right here, priced into the stock, right? So that's a big move to the upside. Now, we also had a bearish catalyst, which was the Tesla Model S Plaid, which caught fire, and that caused some negative sentiment. So I think that was the major catalyst that pulled it down back to earth today. So that's one of the catalysts, right? So now what I'm thinking right now is that we filled the gap, right? So if we take a look at the 4 hours and the daily chart, we've properly filled the gap that was created for deliveries. Now, I think what's going to happen next is we're going to see a consolidationary move around the mid 600s. This could take a couple days, and then eventually we'll see another rally for earnings, which, earnings is going to be the first week of August. And I do think we're going to see the 700s again. We're going to go above 700, 750s are going to be inbound as well. But that does mean that Tesla stock is going to be roughly in that 650, maybe 660 range. On a bad day, it could touch 640. So this is where I think Tesla's heading for pretty much the whole week. Maybe on Friday we could see some upside, but I don't expect Tesla to be moving that much, in all honesty, given that we also have a CPI report coming up on the 13th of July. And that is when we're going to know whether inflation is here to stay or whether it's gradually coming down. And so that is going to be quite crucial. So I expect I would say not a whole lot of momentum in Tesla stock and many other stocks for that matter. So keep that in mind. So yeah, in all honesty, I would say it's a great buying opportunity around 650. This is not financial advice, but I personally have bought at 653, 652, 655, and I will keep on buying Tesla stock as it's going lower because I do think it will be climbing back up much, much higher for earnings, which is going to be the first week of August right here. Due to the fact that deliveries, of course, were kind of record-breaking, right? So we could definitely see earnings be record-breaking as well. And hopefully, if Bitcoin remains stable, we can see them kind of give us some profits, right? So there's a fear right now that if Bitcoin comes down significantly, that Tesla is not going to be able to report a profit on their balance sheet, and that would be quite horrible if that would be the case. One moment, I'm going to have to... Oh. There's a little bit of wind here in the room. All right. Let me quickly take a look what's happening here. Bloomberg manipulated the markets. I'm not so sure about that, but I would not be surprised, right? I would not be surprised. Look at that. AMC's falling just as we expected. So AMC falling right now on the fact that there's not enough momentum. Most of the catalysts already priced into AMC stock. Other stocks are rallying. So it just doesn't make... It just does not add up anymore for people to be investing in AMC. And I would say psychologically speaking, there is a limit as to how long the average trader is going to be able to hodl, aka hold a stock, for a period of time. And I think we're getting to the end of that period, which basically means people are starting to sell because they're impatient, and also because other stocks are rallying, and so people want to take advantage of that by selling their AMC stock, getting into other stocks. And then, of course, you have the whole side of like hedge funds manipulating the stock. That does not help at all. And the market cap is really high, so the stock is not necessarily sitting at a fundamentally justifiable price. It's actually sitting way above a fundamentally justifiable price. Now, some people may kind of tell me that, fundamentals don't matter, technicals don't matter. It's all about believing in the stock. That's not how it works. It does matter, and we're seeing right now what's happening, right? It's down 4%. It went down the past couple of weeks, and also it's been moving kind of sideways for a good chunk of time. So that might be the story for AMC stock. Now, I don't hate the ape army. I think it's beautiful what's happening. There are new rules coming out against these big sort of monopoly hedge funds out there, which should be aiding the retail investor. But I think this is getting a little bit irrational. I personally would be taking profits around 50, 40, 30. It's going to come back down to 20 in the coming weeks and months. But that's my controversial opinion. You can think of that what you want, but I'll stick with that. And I've been sticking with that opinion for the past couple of weeks and probably the past months, despite getting so much hate. We'll see. Only time will tell what's going to happen. But that is my opinion on AMC. And let's see what's happening with Virgin Galactic. Virgin Galactic, I made a recent video on Virgin Galactic on the Instagram page. If you haven't followed the Instagram, link is going to be in the description. And I said that Virgin Galactic would rally on further, and that the rally was not over because there was a flight coming up. Richard Branson is going to go to space. It's going to be the first billionaire that's going to be going to space. He's going to be beating Bezos by about, I believe, a week and a half. So that is quite impressive indeed. And so the idea is that Virgin Galactic still has a lot of juice left to be squeezed. AKA, there are hedge funds shorting the stock. There's a big catalyst coming up, the 11th of July. And on top of that, we've got bullish sentiments on high multiple stocks because of the 10-year yield falling 4%. 4% today, sitting at a low that we have recently seen in June. I believe that was in June, very briefly. And prior to that, that was in February. So we're looking pretty solid here for the 10-year. And I would say the only thing that is bearish at the moment for Virgin Galactic and other high multiple stocks is that the CPI is going to be the 13th of July, which is pretty much a week from now. So we could see it just sort of move sideways, worst case scenario. Although best case scenario, I am expecting Virgin Galactic to gradually go above 50. We kind of pointed this out the other time, the morning live stream. So it went to 49.5, which is pretty darn crazy, right? So we said in the morning that it would reach 50. It got to 50. 49.5 is darn close to 50. And so that's because we saw the MACD about to cross. RSI was looking perfectly fine. And looking at the 4 hours, I do think there's a big move coming up for Virgin Galactic. This is going to take it to, I think it's going to get very darn close to 55 to about $60. And that might happen either tomorrow or after tomorrow. But yeah, as we get closer to the bullish catalyst that we're going to be seeing for Virgin Galactic, which is the 11th. The 11th is going to be Sunday. So Friday is officially going to be the last trading day that you can enter a position on Virgin Galactic for that flight where Richard Branson is going to go to space. So yeah, I am going to lay it out right now. I am bullish. I think we're going to see a spike probably on Thursday, more likely just the day prior to the last day. It might actually continue to Friday. But that is my expectation. So, Virgin Galactic pretty much to the moon. Let's go. Oh, we got a donation coming up. We got a donation from Peru. Peru says, Path is the... Oh, it's a $50 donation. No. Thank you so much, Peru, for the generous donation once again. Path is the one that I bought this afternoon via my Beam profit. UiPath, right? So, yeah, we've covered that stock previously. Recently, it actually pulled back, so let me take a look at Path. Yeah, this is all I wanted to say about Virgin Galactic. It's looking quite nice for a swing trade. Keep in mind, it is probably not going to stay at that price. If it does hit 60 again, I do expect it to pull back again right after to the 40s, after the flight that we're going to see with Richard Branson. Now, let's go to UiPath. Right, so the prediction that I made was that it was going to drop further, so that was likely to be happening. So it dropped a little further than expected, but that is no problem. I mean, it's within the range, right? So sitting at 64.7 at the moment. And I expected a big bounce coming up for UiPath after the CPI. There is still some time left, so I'm going to say we'll probably see a little bit more of that consolidationary momentum that we saw previously. So consolidate first, and then afterwards I'm expecting it to gradually go to the $70 on UiPath, so it would recover. I don't quite know what the reason is why it fell down the way it did. It could have been a lockup period expiration. But yeah, it did break trend right here. So that's kind of strange, given that a lot of stocks actually went up recently. But yeah, nevertheless, it's oversold on the 4 hours. Looking at the daily chart, it's about to get oversold on the daily chart. MACD, it looks... Let me check. No, they didn't have profit. Annual revenue... I think this one's going to be very, very dependent on the result that we're going to have on the CPI report and the 10-year. But yeah, so far the 10-year is going down, so I do not expect much more downside on UiPath unless the company itself underperforms in any other major way. But it looks like we'll see some sideways consolidation, kind of similar to what we saw right here, around the mid-60s. Maybe get back to 63, 62 very briefly. But I would say it's going to come back to the 70s in no time. So it's significantly oversold, and we're going to see a gradual shift towards more high risk, high multiple stocks, and that should definitely benefit stocks like UiPath and Palantir, C3.ai, and many others. Let me take a look at Beam. I haven't taken a look at that one in a long time. Whoa! So you sold this one. Yeah, we were bullish in this in the past. Remember that? We said it was going to go down, skyrocket for earnings, which that did happen, right? So down 15%, then up 26%. Really nice. So let's just zoom in so you can see this. So this is Beam, and you apparently sold this probably close to the top. That is definitely very, very impressive. It's down 11% right now. I mean, even if you would have sold it right here, if you bought in this zone, it would not matter at all. I mean, the profit is profit, right? So that's still a 58% profit. Yeah, they're going to go down. This is going to probably go down a lot. If they don't have any revenue prior to CPI, we've seen what happened before. The companies that don't have revenue, that burn a lot of cash, hedge funds and institutions tend to sell those stocks first. And unless they have a proper catalyst or anything going on, I think it could fill the gap all the way down to the 95 on Beam. I bought at $58. Oh, wow. That is impressive. That's a phenomenal entrance. That's a phenomenal trade. What can I say? All right, so I'm going to just briefly check if my layout is doing fine. Yeah. So, yeah, what I want to say about this one, I think this is probably going to be coming down. So I'm a bit bearish right now on Beam Therapeutics. Given that they don't have a lot of revenue, it's... oh my gosh. we got a donation from Laura Gayhart, and it's a 40.4 euro donation. Thank you so much, Laura. And Laura says, I have 7,000 shares of CCIV. Do you think I should sell part of it and buy Virgin Galactic? Now, I cannot give you financial advice. I can't tell you what to buy or what not to buy. That's not what I do. Just so you know. I personally think that CCIV stock, because the merger is still coming up, I think CCIV stock, what I'm personally doing, because I'm holding CCIV stock myself, I am going to be selling as it hits the 30, as it hits 35, etc. If it doesn't hit 35 and I notice weakness, I'm going to sell below 35, right? So the idea is that CCIV has the potential to hit 40 in the right circumstances for that merger. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily happen, but I think there's a high probability that will happen, and it's going to briefly stay there. Virgin Galactic, for that matter, I think I don't think Virgin Galactic is going to go up as much as CCIV is going to be doing for the coming days and weeks. So I'm a little bit more bullish on CCIV right now. But then again, it's very risky. I hope you take care. This is swing trading, these kind of stocks. I mean, it's almost, it is nerve-wracking, right? So be very careful. And there's a lot of risk associated with these SPACs. We've seen what happened previously, right? It went from 60 all the way down to 20, and we could see something similar where it hit 40, might hit 40, 45, and then drop all the way back down to 30. So, yeah, I think CCIV is probably looking a little bit more juicier than Virgin Galactic, because they actually are going to be delivering stuff this year, and Virgin Galactic is not. The only thing they're going to deliver is Richard Branson to space. Julio Navarrete coming in with a $2 donation and says, Lee Auto not going down like you predicted. Yeah, that is a little bit confusing, I have to admit. I don't know what is happening there. Let me check. It's up 2.3%. I am perplexed. I have no idea what this is happening. There might be a fundamental reason for this. XPeng is also kind of going sideways. But yeah, Neo's down, Tesla's down, CCIV's down. I'm a little confused. I have no idea why it's going up 2.3% right now. It is. It might be some fundamental news that's just out there at the moment, but given that, Didi came down, we saw Alibaba come down, and all the other Chinese stocks, you would have expected that the Chinese stocks like Neo, XPeng, etc. Would also suffer from this, and guess that's not happening for Li Auto right now. So it is completely defying what I thought was going to happen here. I have to admit that. It held up the 50-day moving average, which is around that 30. Maybe it could still pull back. So never say never. I've seen this happen very often with Neo, where people get very excited about Neo going up, and then it drops like 10, 20%. So I think I'm going to hold firm on this. I think it could still drop back to the 30s, maybe even 28 very briefly in the coming days. So not going to change anything about this. This might just be a short-term blip to the upside. All right, guys, we've got about 300 people watching. I would love it if you would just briefly just take a second right now and hit the like. It would really help the live stream. It would get people back to the live stream because it feeds the algorithm, right? So people that are subscribed can see the live stream in the recommended feed. So make sure you hit the like. Let's get 200 likes right now. Also, if you want me to cover your stock, then let me know in the live chat, right? So you can just type it right now. Gara, please take a look at this stock. I will check your stocks out. So. One moment. Yeah, hit that, smash that, obliterate that, demolish that like button. Exterminate the like button. Let's see, there we go. Alrighty then. This will be fun. China's ban on Didi is on the App Store. It's just a political drama. Yeah, so I think the fact that people can still use the Didi app, that is for me a bullish thing, because if they really wanted to destroy Didi, they would have probably just been like, hey, take the whole app off, turn it off, nobody can use it. But they didn't do that. I mean, they took it off the store. I think they're going to comply. Once they have, I think everything is going to go back to normal. But this is going to take some time, right? So it could escalate. There's a chance of escalation. I am willing to take that chance because I like the stock. I like the fundamentals. I think it has great potential. And so I'll be taking a risk on Didi stock. But, it's very risky with a high reward. I think it could reach $20 this year. So, I got a average of about 12.5, right? So my average is 12.5 on Didi stock. I think it should be fine. The market cap is roughly 60 billion right now. It's a lot smaller than Uber at the moment. Yet they have a lot more revenue. They have a lot more growth. They have a lot more customers. So very, very promising for the next couple weeks and months. I forgot to actually link my PayPal. I'm going to have to do that right now real quickly so people know that it is there. You can just use the PayPal instead of the YouTube if you'd like. because then I could get the full amount of the donation instead of just half of it. That would really support the channel. It's a 45 days ban. I have a lot of Didi. You're kidding me. Is it a 45 days ban? I've actually not checked in on how long that ban is going to be. If it's 45 days, that's a big problem, right? It's pretty darn huge. All right, let's check what the stocks, check which people's what people want to see right now. Neo, I'm seeing Neo here. TNXP, somebody saying hey. Zomedica, Peloton. Bro, do the haircut. I'm going to do the haircut very soon. Don't you worry about that. Sofi. CLBS. Helion. Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to start off with Neo because a lot of people want to see Neo. So when Neo hit, I don't know if you guys remember this, but when Neo hit 55, I was very, very convinced that it was going to drop. In fact, I said this when it hit 53, but it went to 55. I said it was going to drop, and it dropped. It dropped like a hat. I think it's going to drop even more. This, however, is a support zone around the $50 mark. It could very briefly, go to the $48. And I think that's going to be a great entrance. Absolutely beautiful entrance for a Neo stock, given the amazing delivery numbers that we saw with Neo. So their fundamentals are actually improving over time, despite the supply issues. So I do think Neo is headed towards... I think it's going to retest that 55 and potentially get to the 60s throughout the month of July. I would say by the middle of July, we're going to be sitting around $55-ish. So that's currently what I'm looking at. But yeah, it's going to probably just go sideways for some time until the CPI report. Not expecting big upside. Just for the time being. However, do notice that the 10-year is actually falling. So the 10-year falling could be a hidden indication that the CPI report is going to be benefiting the growth in tech stocks out there. Because usually what happens when people are expecting higher inflation, that's when people start selling their bonds because the yields that bonds get you are going to be lower in comparison to the inflation rates. And so as inflation is lower, the attractivity of bonds is higher. And so right now, yields are going lower, which basically means institutions are buying more bonds. And this could be beneficial for the coming days. I don't want to make too many assumptions further. I would say we still have that CPI report coming up, and it could still be very bearish. So I'm going to say Neo just pretty much go back to 48, consolidate here for a while, and either Friday or next week we could see a rally to the 55 and above that. So that's what I'm thinking right now for Neo stock. One moment. 45 days investigate. Oh, wow. A 45 days investigation. That's a very long investigation. It's going to take a long time. Yeah, it will be fine. I think it will be fine. Okay, so we covered Neo right there. I think that was nice. Now let's take a look at Clover. Yeah, we said Clover was going to top and then drop, and it did exactly that, which is nice. Seems like the hype around Clover is gone. Yeah, so Wall Street Bets kind of pumped the hell out of it because of the short interest that we saw for Clover. Darn, it's been quite bearish, right? So this is like sitting at $10, down 13% today, sitting at a $4 billion market cap. It's not even oversold. It's sitting at neutral levels on the RSI. So yeah. I don't know. It could still drop further. Support should be sitting around 9.5. So I think 9.5 should be a great support. And that could be... we could see a little bit of a rebound there to the $11 initially. Although... yeah, I would say that probably would be next week. But yeah, a rebound is going to be possible here on Clover. But it's completely going to be dependent on what's going to be happening with that whole Wall Street bets community, because they could still pump it up again. Let's check the daily chart. Yeah, daily chart is still looking bearish. So if we see a bounce, it could mean that it's just going to be a dead cat bounce. Then it could drop again to the 8.5 potentially. Yeah, this is all I'm going to say about Clover for now, since it is kind of a meme stock, right? So it's a little bit difficult to say where it's going to go. Yeah, it's it's definitely difficult after that massive pump that we got. Now let's take a look at Sofi. It's another one of these SPACs. We said Sofi was going to come down a bit more, which it did, and then bounce, which it did not. So it did not bounce. It's kind of wrong. And as we speak, down 3.6%. Downtrending for a while. Let's check the weekly. Weekly is sort of neutral, which is not bad. MACD was kind of indicating more downside coming, though. So let's take a look at the Fibonacci retracements. Yeah, 16.8. I was thinking about that. Potentially. Yeah, I think it could actually bleed down to 16.5-ish. It just keeps on bleeding until the CPI report. And then maybe right after that, get back to the original price that we're currently sitting at. Like, a lot of these stocks are going to be moving quite similarly, I would say, just looking at momentum and everything. Of course, there's going to be some variance because some stocks have catalysts. You know, Virgin Galactic is a very good example. You know, it has a big catalyst on Sunday, so it's going to move a bit differently from all the other stocks out there. Let's just briefly fix the video cam. I do look like a little weird at the moment. See if I can properly fix this. I think that should be fine. Hopefully. Yeah, there's light coming in from outside, so that's why. Greetings, this is my first time to be here, and I found you. You're extremely helpful. What do you think about NVIDIA and mRNA? I'll take a look at that in a moment. One moment. Because we got a donation here. Mal, sorry if I botched that, sent a 17 Danish krone donation and says, Yo G, can you check SFTW and STEM Inc., please? I think we can. No problem. Hold up. Right, so NVIDIA, I think NVIDIA is going to... I think it's just going to keep on going up until the actual stock split, which is going to be around the 20th. I think it's going to fall very sharply after. So the idea with NVIDIA right now, pretty much either just go sideways here, around 850, and then drop, or just keep going at the current pace, maybe hit the 890s, maybe 900, and then drop very fast. I expect a very, very large correction. I think it could go back all the way to the 700s. Yeah, but that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. It's very obvious. This also happened with Tesla and other stocks that a stock split. I think it happened with Apple as well, and yeah, it's just a lot of hype. You know, people are buying the stock because they're hyped up. It's not based off of fundamentals. It's based off of, hey, there's a stock split coming up. You know, derivatives are going to be they're going to be canceling out all the derivatives for the stock split, and that could also be pushing some momentum right there for the market makers. Like, they actually have an incentive to push it higher and higher and higher, because all the people that are short using derivatives are going to lose all their money. Okay, now let's go back to the original donation. SFTW and STEM. I hope it's not this one. Yeah, it is this one. There's not a whole lot I can say about this. It's a blank check company. It's a SPAC. I'll take a Google. Quick Google. It's Osprey Technology, a leading real-time geospatial intelligence, imagery, and data analytics company. Honestly, I can't say a whole lot about this. I would have to do some proper fundamental analysis to actually know what's happening here, because this would take me at least half an hour to an hour to take a look at. It is a SPAC. I think SPACs in general are not performing that well right now, given the inflationary environment. But that's gradually going to shift away, and I do think over the coming months, depending on when this merger is going to be, because it has not merged yet. I think it hasn't merged yet, has it? Yeah, it's mostly going to be dependent on like when it's going to merge, but I do expect SPACs to do well, so I wouldn't be surprised if this would actually run up quite a significant bit when it gets close to its merger. But yeah, you gotta do a lot of fundamental analysis for these SPACs. STEM. One moment. So what did we say for this? Alright. So we said it was going to run up, then correct, and then run up again. So what happened? Ran up. We said then it would correct, but actually ran up a little bit higher, then corrected. Then we said it would be another big rally, and that did happen. So there was a big rally right there. Alright, cool. Financial conglomerates. Digitally connected energy storage network. It provides solutions to the rest of the challenge of dynamic energy markets. Right, so energy. This is why I was so bullish on it, because energy has been rather bullish as of late. I would say energy storage is part of that. Let's see. Pardon me. Let's see. Gara, are you long space? I am long Virgin Galactic for this week and maybe next week. Yeah, most definitely this week. Yeah, it moved up quite a bit, didn't it? It's 114%. Yeah, we see the MACD going down right now, which is not a good thing. And it's hitting resistance too. And this has been the overall trend, which is still holding at the moment. You know, I'm going to be very bold here. I'm going to say that this... Well, it's been moving down for some time until earnings. It's really hard to say where it's going to go. It's like a combination between like tech, at least. It says it's operating digitally connected energy storage networks. There's some tech there. I mean, the ticker is STEM. In all likelihood, maybe just keep going up. Probably. It seems like it could continue going up. On several time frames. I mean, I don't see it being overbought necessarily anywhere. The question is going to be like, how long is this going to last? I'm going to say it might hit $40 and that's it. And it's just going to correct big time. And earnings is quite far away as well. It's like in September. So I think at some point hitting 40, it would just correct all the way back to 30, like the lower 30s. Given that the energy, just the commodities are, in my expectation, going to come down a bit. And since this is sort of an energy stock, although it's kind of weird because it says it's digitally connecting energy storage networks, but simultaneously it's finance. So that's weird. Are you in France? No, I am not in France. I am currently in the Netherlands, and I will be going to France for the weekend, right? So I'm gonna have my own holiday, and I think that'll be pretty cool. Hold up. All right. So CCIV apparently is dipping right now. Ooh, would you look at that? Yeah, we did say it was going to dip, right? I was holding firm. Everybody got really excited when it hit 28. But this makes more sense, actually. Because of, we have a big report. The fundamental catalyst is quite bearish. Short term. Which is that CPI report. So it's coming down right now, as we speak. Yet the Nasdaq is heading up right now. That might be because of the big tech heading up, especially Amazon. Look at that, Amazon solo carrying the Nasdaq right now. It's up 4.6%, hitting a 1.85 trillion market cap, and I think it's officially sitting at an all-time high. So now Amazon showing its true colors. And we see Apple getting pretty darn close as well here. Really darn close. AMC still heading down 3%. One moment. Yeah, stocks have been moving sideways today. It's really strange. Really weird. Maria says, can you look at Tencent? I bought at 72. I think we can do that. No problem. I hope we got the right one. I think this is probably it. She bought it 72. .5%. Yeah, some Chinese stocks right now selling off. Despite the high profit margins, selling off. I think it should be able to hold up. I really do think so. I think this negativity is going to be short term. I don't think it's going to last. Yeah. It's going to be I think it's going to be de-escalated quite quickly. If it does bounce back, I expect it to bounce back very sharply for earnings. Back to 75, 76. In all honesty. There's a big match on tonight. Italy versus Spain. Oh yeah, I was about to say, yeah, I was You know, I can actually watch the match as I'm. The Fed meeting minutes expected. I think it was the Fed meetings. The Fed meeting minutes is going to be tomorrow. Yeah, Italy versus Spain in the Euro Cup, which is very soon. Why is my camera acting out so incredibly weird? I think this should do. I'm gonna just quickly grab a tissue. 1 second. Why is CCIV dropping? Because it ran up quite significantly. Yeah, CCIV is, I mean, in my opinion, this is completely normal. And we expected it, actually. Sitting at 26.6. There is more coming, but, you know. I think for the coming days, I don't expect it to go up much higher than 28. If we're really lucky, 30 could still be met, but I think next week is going to be more exciting for CCIV, as we're even closer to the merger, and it's going to be past the negative catalyst, which is going to be that CPI report. Can you predict which country will win today, Italy or Spain? I'm not very proficient at, like, football, but I would say, I'm going to say Italy. I'm going to say Italy this time. We got a power hour in about 9 minutes from now. Power hour coming up. We might see some momentum kick in here for some stocks. Maybe. Didi is also starting to fall a little bit, or it's not being updated. That could also be the case. I think it's rather, no, it is being updated. It's just kind of falling right now as we speak. Down 20% still. AMC still down from that 50. One moment. Yeah, Tesla's still down as well. C3 down 1.7%. Palantir casually up 1.1% right now. Cool. This camera is impossible. I swear to God. Until CCIV announces another delay on the merger. I mean, if they do that, that would be horrible. That would not be good. I'm going to quickly check if I can see the match. It's going to be happening in about a moment. Oh, there we go. It's going to start in about 7 minutes from now, I believe. So right in our power hour, it is going to start. I'll be watching on my laptop in between, right? So I've got it running in the background. Sound is off. I'll be cheering on for Italy. I think Italy could win. Here we go again. My freaking camera just goes bananas again. Gara, where does Tesla bottom out? I think most likely Tesla would be bottoming out around 650s, maybe a little lower than that. 645. We're pretty darn close to seeing Tesla bottom out. I would say if the chart was not so botched right now, then I could take a good look at that. But seems like the chart is just not functioning at the moment, not properly at least. But I think as it bottoms out, it will just, right after that, it will recover all the way back to the upper 600s, and we'll see a rally above 700 for earnings at the end of July, or pretty much until the end of July. Yeah. All right. Italy gonna win. Spain is not what they used to be. I don't know. I mean, they're still in the. They're getting pretty darn close to the finals, both of them. So. Let me check Alibaba. 5 more minutes until power hour, by the way. Yeah, Alibaba, of course, selling off because of the whole Didi stock kind of scandal. So yeah, we saw how fast it went down. 9.2%. It's a lot. How much is it down from its top, I wonder? 35%. Roughly 35%, right? So 35%. That's a significant amount. Yeah, weekly momentum was showing that there was some bullishness. Then, there came the CCIP crackdown on Didi and other Chinese companies, and a lot of these big tech Chinese companies sold off right after. Do we get upgraded badges the longer that we're subscribed? Yeah, that is the case. So it changes over the months that you are subscribed. 3 more minutes until power hour, and also until Italy versus Spain is going to start. So we'll be tracking that closely, just for the fun of it. Yeah, weekly is about to top out. The weekly MACD. It's still very overbought, but it's about to come back down. I think we're going to get a very sharp downturn on AMC if nothing happens here. Eventually getting back to around $20, I think. I think that would make sense. Roughly around that range. Ethereum is getting stronger than Bitcoin. Yeah, no doubt about that. Look at that, 5% up on Ethereum. Yeah, Bitcoin is not doing anything. Cardano, just kind of nothing. So yeah, Ethereum taking the lead right now. The question is going to be like, will this last, right? So will it keep going up as Bitcoin is just going sideways? Gareth, all your live followers just hit the like button, you'd have 630. Oh, sorry, 329 likes. Oh, that'd be really cool. I'm trying to be a little bit chill this live stream. I really had a very, very bad night. In terms of like sleep, I only slept like just a couple of hours. So hope you guys don't mind. Main reason of that is I was planning the trip to France this weekend. You know, I'm going to be going to France. I'm going to be live streaming there as well, and I'm going to show you guys around in Paris. And was also working on the website, so hopefully you do not mind. Yeah, I should probably sleep better. You know, sometimes you have these nights, you can't really get around it, you know. There's just so much to be done in one day. Just almost pull like an all-nighter. Hey Gara, how much down will C3 go? I don't think it's going to go down a whole lot more. I mean, if it was going to go down, it would have gone down right here, right? It would have gone down like significant amounts, but it did not happen. Although it just shows a lot of weakness, right? So it just it seems like it just cannot hold any trend. You know what I mean? Like every single time there's a trend, it just breaks through every single time. I think there's a part of it would be bad luck because you've got the lockup period expiration, CPI report coming up. We've also had the, of course, the 10-year rising. So it's been quite negative for C3. I would say just recently. There we go. Oh yeah, the football game started, and it is officially Power Hour as well. So might as well now change it up. Let's go. Power Hour running live as we speak. How do I change this? There we go. Tesla's down 3.5%. Nothing happening there. It's just the overall market is not having it today. Although the Russell's now coming down 1.7%. That is big. Very big drop there on the Russell. Despite the 10-year falling off a cliff. Down 4.5%. Oh, one sec. Cool. Tesla 655. I'm gonna check what's happening with the Italy versus Spain game. Yeah, they just started, by the way. Just 2 minutes ago they started. Oh, no, I mean 3 minutes ago. Will be interesting to see what happens there. Oh no, are they? No way. Oof. They almost made a goal. Interesting. Yeah, Didi not quite moving. Still down quite a lot. We see what is it? Li Auto still heading up, despite all EV stocks now heading down, aside from XPeng. Like I said previously, I mean, I think Tesla's still sitting pretty darn cheap at 655. It is a bargain. PLTR, Snowflake. Are you streaming the Italy game? No, I'm not streaming the Italy game. I'm just watching in the background, just every now and then, see what's happening every couple minutes. Hey Gara, when do we correct this 50-year asset fiat bubble? When do we correct? Not so sure about that. When? I mean, the corrections are going to come. I think it's going to have to do more with the Federal Reserve that's going to be tightening up, right? So that tightening effect is going to play a role here. As the Fed has to tighten, you'll see asset classes just absolutely get devoured. I am Italian, watching from home, you and the live streams of the match. I think most people right now are watching the match. I think a lot of people are watching the match right now. It's a pretty big match, right? It's like the person, yeah, that like the team that wins goes to the finals. Alright, let's see. PLTR. It's still jumping up, so it's going according to prediction. In fact, we got very close to the target. We got very close to the 25.5. Now still sitting at around 24.7, but maybe there's a little bit more juice to the tank. Bit of a bounce to 25.5. Come right down. Consolidate just for a couple days. And then rally up again after that CPI report, which is going to be next week. Do you think England will destroy Denmark? Yes, I do think so. There's a high probability that England is going to destroy Denmark, yeah. Pretty much. Oh, hold up, just fixing this darn camera. Cool. So Didi is still staying at 12, right? I mean, if this investigation in Didi is going to last a long time, then it does make sense for Didi to stay low for quite a bit of time. Because it basically means that they can't have new customers. Although they have a lot of existing customers that can still use the app. Just the fact that they can't have new customers is just so... It is really bearish, right? So I think rightfully so, the stock should be correcting. Hopefully we'll get some positive news soon. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Ironically, Didi might increase momentum into other markets if domestic growth is limited. Might be. I'm not sure about that. I think it would be good if they would do good in their own market first. Because if they do bad there, I mean, that it's their main market, right? So in China, everything else is just like, that would be like the cherry on the cake. Is Didi the new flavor of the month? What did I miss? Yeah, it kind of is. I really am getting tired of this camera. Like it just will not filter the green screen properly for me. I don't know what I have to edit here for it to properly work. Okay, this is the best I can do right now. If it does not work, I'm not even going to bother at this point. I think I had like 2 hours of sleep in total. It's been a very, very busy night. Just planning everything for the trip for the weekend. In hindsight, I should have probably done that last weekend, but I was quite busy. All right. Oh, by the way, if you live in France, or if you've ever been to France and you've been to Paris, right? Let me know which places you thought were absolutely beautiful, and I might actually visit them very soon, and probably live stream there as well. So if you've got any ideas or any cool places, then make sure you leave me a chat down below in the live chat. I'm going to be really honest with you. It's a bit of a boring market today. Bit of a boring market. What can I say? I think it's because it has to do with the CPI. And probably hedge funds and institutions just, you know, kind of being cautious. Most of the moves were already made. We saw Amazon go up significantly. We've got... Apple up 1.5%. We got Netflix up 1.5%. And the downturn that we had with Tesla happened fairly quickly as well. A live stream from the 3rd stage of the Eiffel Tower. Oh, wow. Visit the catacombs. Go to Vatica. Stay away from tourist areas. Monsign's Michael. Stay home. That's the best place. Gary, did you research NLST yet? No, actually I forgot to do that. I'm sorry. It's been very busy the past couple days. Gara, definitely visit Louvre. Oh yeah, I was planning to do that for sure. Mont Blanc. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go to all those places that you guys just mentioned. I've got a whole list of places that I want to go to. Made that list last night, which is the reason why I did not sleep properly. Had to do a whole lot of things. You know, apparently you can't travel without having a test done. So I had to like figure out like how I was going to do that, you know, and lots of just so. I mean, it is necessary, but it feels quite unnecessary in some sense also. It's like you have to go to a specific location prior to traveling to test yourself for COVID. I mean, it just takes so much time. And if you're not able to show that you are, what is it? that you don't have COVID, and that's it. You can't even go on your holiday. So we're gonna have to be careful there. AMC going below 50. Briefly went below 50. Boring market. What more can you ask for? I mean, it's boring in the sense that a lot of stocks are sort of going sideways. Didi went down significantly. You know, Amazon went up because of their catalyst, but for the most part, I mean, the stock market has been kind of this list of stocks kind of sideways. Big banks are selling off due to the fact that the yield has been picking up. Yeah, just the past couple of days, it's been kind of sideways. You missed the excitement for today. It could be, maybe I'm just really sleepy right now because I only had like a couple hours of sleep. It could definitely be the case. My apologies for that if that's the case. Some exciting things did happen in the first live stream. I have to admit, that was really, really cool. Tesla dropped significantly. Virgin Galactic spiked and then dropped after. And then we had Didi coming down 20%. But right now, it's just, it seems like at the moment, it's been a bit of a boring market right now. Just a little bit of a boring market. Not seeing many, literally, like, if you would just look at the price 30 minutes ago right now, it's fairly the same. Maybe even an hour ago. Let's just say that. Very stale. We're talking about growth in tech stocks, right? We're not talking about the value stocks, because value stocks are selling off big time. Gara, are you flying to France? I'm gonna be taking the train to France. So the CPI report results going to be coming after 1 week. I saw that the market will be down for 1 week while waiting for the CPI report. This doesn't make any sense. So excited. I don't know about that. Then why are growth and tech stocks selling off right now? I mean, that shouldn't be the case, right? If the markets are really that bullish. I mean, think about it. Think about it. The 10-year is falling 4.6% on any other week where we don't have a CPI report. This would have been great news for high multiple stocks. Guess what's happening? Tesla's down, NIO's down, XBank sideways, CCIV down. C3's down right now. Big tech up, but yeah, BNGO down, Nano Dimension down. The Russell small caps down 1.7%. It's just like it's big tech that's going up, right? So the safe haven big tech stocks that have the those rather safe PE ratios for the growth behemoths that they are. One moment. All right. This is gonna sound really darn negative, but I am feeling incredibly exhausted right now. I don't usually do this. We still have 40 minutes left, but I think I'm gonna call it a day right now. I think I overworked myself yesterday night. Like I said, I was planning a trip to France. I was working on the website, working on animations. Did too much in one go. I'm, should have probably scattered it across the week, but was not able to do this. I barely had any sleep, and honestly, I'm just losing focus right now. So it's like I want to spare you guys just me kind of bumbling around. Or mumbling around. Take a 15-minute nap. I think we're going to take a long, long nap, honestly. I'm going to rest. I think tomorrow's going to be perfectly fine. So there's going to be no worries about tomorrow. And, whew. Yeah, I definitely feel it, right? So sleep is very darn important. I probably slept around 2 hours. I don't usually do that, but this time was an exception. Let's see. Thank God the markets are not moving big time right now. Because it's just, like I said, it's a bit of a boring market right now. Stocks are kind of moving sideways. Not seeing any significant big moves. Maybe Virgin Galactic right there going up now. But regardless of that, things are looking kind of like they're consolidating. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'll probably watch the whole the match, you know, the Italy versus Spain thing. But also, I just want to like take a rest right now. All right, guys and gals. Like I said, I'm going to take a rest now. I promise you that I'll be well rested tomorrow. So you know, I'll pretty much be live until the end of it. But nevertheless, I was still live 1 hour and 20 minutes. And yeah, like I said, I'm for Italy, right? So I think Italy is going to be winning here. I think Italy is going to win from Spain this time. I like how they've been playing recently, so yeah. All right. Cheers, everybody. I'm gonna head out. Have a good day. Good luck with trading. We'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you are subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you tomorrow. So briefly check. Okay, cool. We got everything checked. Once again, I'm so sorry for cutting it short. I feel like when I'm not focused, I cannot deliver you the best quality content. It is completely my mistake. Tomorrow should be fine, and we'll probably even do like an extra long live stream. But yeah, this is it for now. Cheers. Thanks for watching. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you very soon.